guys, this is the Army of Otters, and today we're going to be taking a look at my life in Japan. This is just a quick shot at my life, kind of looking at what I do on a day off, a typical day off. Now, I live in Toyama, Japan, which is on the western side of Japan, bordering the Sea of Japan. And living here is quite amazing, but at the time of filming, I'm actually moving apartment. Here's my apartment, you can see here, the blue and white building, and then nearby is the train station, which I use. And in the background, we can see the very beautiful Tateyama, or Mount Tate. Now, Mount Tate is one of the 3 holy mountains in Japan, the other 2 being, of course, Mount Fuji, and the other one being Hakusan, or Mount Haku, in Ishikawa Prefecture, which is really close to Toyama Prefecture. We share a border. Now, here's my train station, which I use every morning before going to work. And sometimes I have a brilliant view of Mount Tate. However, it is often very rainy where I live, so usually, or maybe 50-50, especially in winter and spring, I cannot see Mount Tate. And now we are looking at Inari Koen, or simply Inari Park. This is the park that is right next to my apartment. It's a very large park, and it is very beautiful. Now, this was filmed in early spring, so the water features and stuff were not active. Towards the middle of the park, we have some paintings, and then off in the distance here, we can see the play area for children. This play area is pretty incredible, I have to say. I actually visited once to see what it was like, and there's so many things for children. It's really cool. And then here's just some of the paintings. Now, some of the paintings are really amazing, like these 2 paintings, and some of the other appear to be painted by small children or something like that, perhaps. So they're not quite as amazing, but they are very cute. Now, from Inari Park, you can get a brilliant view of Mount Tate. Mount Tate is always looming over Toyama City, which is where I live. I live in Toyama City, in Toyama Prefecture. Then there is a small river that runs through the middle of the park, which you can see here, and there are 2 bridges over this river. It is very beautiful, very peaceful, and as soon as the cherry blossoms begin to bloom, I'm sure it will be even more beautiful. And also, as an added bonus, the Shinkansen, or bullet train, runs through Inari Park. Here you can see the bullet train just zooming along. Now, it just exited Toyama Station, so it's not going as fast as it, usually can, but, it's pretty remarkable. And then here we have Tateyama in the background along with the river. Now, the purpose of this trip was actually to go to an onsen, or Japanese hot spring. And here is me making my way towards there. This is the Dentetsu line. The Dentetsu train can take you to the base of Tateyama or to Unazuki Onsen, 2 places highly frequented by tourists. And perhaps I'll make videos in the future about both of these locations, both of which I have visited, and they are remarkable. They are so beautiful. Now, as I made my way towards the onsen, I had a very beautiful shot of Lawson, which is a konbini, or convenience store here, and then the moon in the background. And then here is the onsen, or hot spring, Manten No Yu Toyama. This has to be my favorite hot spring or onsen within Toyama City that I have found so far. It is very nice. It has a very nice restaurant and a very beautiful bath. Of course, in Japan, if you go to an onsen, you cannot wear a bathing suit, so I cannot record in the bath, but I'll show some pictures. And here is the entrance, and is as per usual in Japan, if you have tattoos, you do need to cover them up. Otherwise, you cannot go in the bath just for cultural reasons. Now, here you have to take off your shoes in the entrance, and you can bring them over to a shoe locker. You just find a locker that is available, place your shoes inside, and then I had a little bit of trouble with the lock. There's a small button you have to press, and then you remove the key, and there you go. Your shoes are now safe, and you never wear shoes within the restaurant or the onsen itself. And then here is the ticket machine. It's really easy to buy a ticket, but there is no English option, so if you ever visit here, you might have to use Google Translate. Also, the staff at this facility are incredibly nice, so I'm sure they would help you out. After I pay, I get a key for my locker in the onsen itself, but before that, I was actually pretty hungry. I got some sweet and sour chicken, some takoyaki or octopus balls, and a beer, as I could watch the sunset, and it is a very beautiful area outside. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of small video about my life in Toyama City. Now, if you want to see more of this kind of content, please let me know in the comments section below. Some of you might be familiar with my video game channel, just the Army of Otters, and if you're visiting here from there, please let me know what you think, and I hope to make more of these videos because many of you expressed interest in this kind of content. However, I don't want to post it over on that channel, so it will be on this channel. The remainder of this video will just be some peaceful shots of Inari Park, so if you're interested, you can keep it on and enjoy the relaxing sounds. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time.